Are you looking for a move-in ready home in Sparks with luxury finishes and a prime location? Well, in this video, I'm going to be taking you through a beautiful Merino floor plan at the Cordoba at Stonebrook community by Toll Brothers at 2482 square feet, and it's move-in ready. And it's currently priced at just under $750,000. If you're new to the channel, my name is David Tully and I'm your go-to resource for Reno, Sparks, and Northern Nevada real estate. If you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or possibly relocating to the area, I'd love to help. All my information is down below. So you're probably wondering where the Tavira at Stonebrook community is located, and it's located right off of Pyramid Highway in the Spanish Springs area near Andelin Farms. You're only about 3 to 7 minutes away from Winco Grocery Store, Save Mart, and even Raley's. And if you want to get to places like Costco, Walmart, Best Buy, Sprouts, or even Trader Joe's, you're only about 10 to 12 minutes away. So overall, it's a fairly convenient location. And I actually live in the same Stonebrook community and I really enjoy it. All right, this is the beautiful Merino floor plan at the Cordoba at Stonebrook community by Toll Brothers in a very convenient Sparks location. This home has 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, and a 3-car garage at 2482 square feet. And it's currently listed at just under $750,000. And they currently have an amazing incentive going on right now where they're giving a $40,000 flex cash credit, meaning you can take that $40,000 and take it off the price of the home, use it for closing costs, or even buy your rate down. What's really fun about this home, and it's nice to see, is you're not seeing a model home, so I can definitely tell you what's upgraded in this home because I own a home in this exact Stonebrook community. All right, so right as you make your way through this main entryway, this is LVP flooring. I'm not sure if this specific LVP is a standard or not because they have many different types, but I can tell you that the extension of this LVP is definitely an upgrade. There would typically be carpet in the great room, but they upgraded the LVP here, which looks really nice. And then these baseboards here, unfortunately, or not unfortunately, because if whoever buys this home, you get these nice 5 1/4 inch baseboards. But if you build this Toll Brothers home from dirt, those baseboards are an upgrade, which in reality, they should be standard. And then this knockdown or eggshell texture right here is gonna be a standard feature, but you got a nice wide hallway and 10-foot ceilings, which is always nice about Toll Brothers. Right over here, you got a coat closet with a smart panel. So this is where your AT&T guy, girl, you know, Spectrum person is gonna put your modem and router typically. And then some of the areas in the house have wired Ethernet ports. And over here, you can see this beautiful great room. And then they added additional lights. So with Toll Brothers, if you're early enough in the process, you can add additional electrical items or lights. So that's definitely an upgrade. There's a pre-wire here for a ceiling fan or light. And then as you can see right here, this is gonna be that nice upgraded fireplace. They of course put the outlet up top in the Smurf tube, so you can run your cables over here, mount your TV and kind of just hide everything. And then yes, this home is move-in ready. That bucket of paint stays exactly right there and comes, I'm just kidding. They, got a few minor touch-up items. And over here, it looks like there's an Ethernet port and a coax cable. And then if you want, if you put some floating shelves or something there, it would look really nice. So one thing you want to budget for when buying a new home is going to be your window coverings, your refrigerator, that's going to go right there, and then a washer and dryer. So those are some of your biggest items when buying a new home. So make sure you budget for that. And then like I said, they extended out this LVP throughout most of the home, which is definitely an upgrade. And then I spent quite a bit of money on upgrading my Toll Brothers kitchen as well. So these quartz countertops are definitely gonna be an upgrade. They have an upgraded backsplash. And then these Gen-Air appliances are included, which are really nice. They have full overlay cabinets. They added the handles. So there's actually quite a bit in this kitchen that are upgraded. And then anytime there are cabinets on one side of this island, the island is extended a little bit, and then those cabinets are an upgrade. So this is actually a very nice kitchen. And then yes, like I said, these countertops are typically granite, so they did upgrade the quartz, which looks really nice. And then look at these Gen-Air appliances, they look great. Wish these were standard in my Toll home. Some more cabinets and nice counter space here. And you got a really good sized pantry here, actually. Just more food and things you don't need for the home, right? But got that same nice LVP flooring here. Nice neutral kind of beige color. Looks really good. And then typically you can't go in the garages in model homes because they use it for storage, but this is not a model home, so let's take a peek. And then right over here, which is really nice, because Toll Brothers is only one of a couple builders in town that actually finishes the garage. So you can see you got baseboards here, and then you got a nice painted garage. And then, in my opinion, I would epoxy this floor, and then it would just look really nice, you know, more of an extension of the home. And then this has a 2-car garage and then another single-car garage outside, which is not connected to the house. This is the only garage that is actually attached, or the other garage is attached. There's just no entrance to the garage from the inside of the home. And then right here is the Rainbird system, your irrigation, sprinkler control, and key. Here's gonna be an electrical sub panel and a garage man door. And then right here is gonna be your tankless water heater. And this should be pretty easy to install if you wanted a water softener or filtration system. Then over here, I can tell they added 2 pre-wires for pendant lights. That's also an upgrade. I did that in my home. And then they might have added these 2 lights here because that pre-wire for the chandelier usually comes, but they don't usually include 2 lights in the dining area. But you know, every community is slightly different. And then what's nice is most of the Toll Brothers homes these days come with a nice covered patio included. Got some nice pavers here. You know, I mean, you do have an apartment building view, so I can imagine, you know, could be a little bit tougher to sell this home, but they are giving out a $40,000 incentive on a pretty upgraded home, which is still really nice. So pretty small side yard. It's probably just a hair bigger, or maybe the 5-foot setback. Got your AC unit and disconnect, got a hose bib there, and then still not a bad size yard though, really. And then the other side yard is just about the same. And then you have a stucco exterior and then composition shingle roofs. Okay, let's take you through the rest of the home, show you some of the nice bedrooms. Still, you got that same LVP flooring, same upgraded baseboards. And then just off to the left is gonna be your secondary bedrooms. Right here is gonna be an upgraded tile here in the laundry room. And then right here, so here's the laundry room. So gas dryer setups in this community are standard. If you wanted an electric dryer setup, you would have to add that electrical option during the building process, or you know, you can call an electrician after the fact and add it in. And then right here, laundry room, sink, and cabinets are an upgrade. I think I paid between $4,000 and $5,000 in my home, but you know, I have a 20-month-old son, and now it's really nice to have a laundry room sink. Over here to the left, going to be your first secondary full bathroom, and then you got a nice upgraded tile here. And then it looks like they upgraded the countertops as well. I'm not sure if this is no, this might actually be Pietrofina. So you got the Pietrofina countertops here, and then you got your chrome fixtures, and then it does look like they upgraded this kind of textured subway tile, which looks nice. I don't believe that's their standard tile. And then they didn't take it to the ceiling, but you know, this is probably just a guest bathroom or a kid's bathroom, so not too big a deal. And then they will put up that curtain rod eventually, but I still recommend buying some better ones. I bought some better ones from my Toll home. Right over here to the right, gonna have another secondary bedroom. And then the bedrooms do have carpet. So this is upgraded carpet and pad. This is not the standard, but it does look nice. And this room's not a bad size. It's not too big. It's probably a 10 by 10 or maybe a 10 by 11. Not much bigger than that. But it is still nice though, because you have that little extra space between the actual room and the closet. So just this main area, I'd say, is probably 10 by 10 or 10 by 11. Then obviously you have, you know, maybe a 4 by 3 section over here or 5 by 3 section. And then you have a standard closet set up there. Got another secondary bedroom here. So it might be slightly bigger, maybe an 11 by 11 or so. And then unfortunately, this room does not have a ceiling light or fan, but it does have a pre-wire. So anytime they don't have a light in the room, they're required to put a half hot. So right over here, you have an outlet. So anytime it's called a half hot is an outlet that's upside down. And then I believe it's the top outlet that can be controlled by one of these switches right here. So I actually still have a couple of rooms in my house that need lights. And then here's another view of the room. Still got a nice space over here for a desk or, you know, a small dresser if you'd like. Then you have another pretty standard closet setup. And another thing to think about when buying a brand new home, one of your biggest expenses besides the actual home is going to be your backyard landscaping. Right over here, got an Ecobee thermostat, which is really nice that you can control with your phone, you know, change the heat and cooling at any time. Right over here, you got a nice sized linen closet just down the hall from the laundry room and right next to this ensuite. So this is a really nice room because it's on the opposite end of the home and got that same nice upgraded carpet. Same thing with this, there is no ceiling light, just a pre-wire. So you have another half hot right over there that you can control. One of those lights. You do get a slight walk-in closet here, which is pretty nice. And this is probably a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 11, not too big, but since there's 10-foot ceilings, it still feels pretty good. But you do have your own bathroom, which is great. Got those same Pietrofina countertops, upgraded cabinets and handles, that upgraded tile, and then kind of the same tub shower combo with that upgraded subway tile, but looks really good. All right, last but not least, let's take you through, well, in the master bedroom, really. All right, so we got the beautiful master bedroom here. You got that upgraded carpet. You got tons of space in here. This master's massive. And then they did upgrade the lights in this room, so you have 4 lights in the corner. And then you still have a pre-wire here for a ceiling fan or a light, which is really nice. Then you got another thermostat here. So it's at least a dual zone. I think I only saw two thermostats, so I believe it's a dual zone system. And then here is the size of the master bedroom. You got a ton of space. And then I imagine they're saying put your bed here because you got the outlets, got a lot of light. But then, you know, like I said, I believe they're saying put the bed there because they put an Ethernet port here and a coax cable, an outlet up top, and a Smurf tube so you can mount your TV up there and hide everything. Let's take a look at the master bath. All right, nice. All right, so you got a beautifully upgraded tile here. And then it does look like they upgraded to quartz in the master bath, which I really like. And I wish I did that in my home instead of just sticking with the Pietrofina. And then also these pendant light or these pre-wires up here is an upgrade. So they added those items. So if you want to put something eventually, that's nice. This tub is also an upgrade, which I think is probably between $5,000 and $8,000 or $6,000 and $8,000. But if you want a tub, it's beautiful. And you got a nicely upgraded walk-in shower here. You got a nice frameless glass door. You guys know how I feel about frameless glass doors. Got a really cool textured white tile that goes all the way to the ceiling, which was an additional expense. And you got a nice base here. Got your toilet area, your other vanity. And last but not least, beautiful master closet. So you got some nice shelving here and some more shelving and rods here. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of this quick move-in Merino floor plan at the Cordoba at Stonebrook community by Toll Brothers. Once again, this home is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home, just shy of 2,500 square feet. Several of these quick move-in homes in this community have a $40,000 incentive, meaning whatever the purchase price currently is, you can use that $40,000 incentive to take it right off the price of the home, use it for closing costs, or to even buy your rate down. The HOA here is $60 a month, and all you really get for that is common area maintenance. There is no fitness center or clubhouse for that HOA fee. If you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or possibly relocating to Sparks, Nevada, I'd love to help. All my information is down below. If you have any questions or comments about the specific community, please leave them down in the comments below, and I'd be happy to help. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.